situation do you progress into the grand finals to see Clash, or do you die here and do you go home but go home victoriously still?
And Solari, one thing that we have seen all throughout the tournament is when you have Seraphine, you have very good chances of winning, and if you have the blue side, it's been a very nice a high win rate as well.
Yes, exactly. Apparently, blue side is a magical one, and Seraphine is a very magical girl, by the way, if you haven't noticed. So yeah, add some more magic into the soup, and it's going to boil. But speaking about soups, I was trying to talk about Seraphine a little bit earlier, and I still want to. Oh my God! Hello, ducky
Oh,
duck.
it's a
How are you looking?
ducky.
Yes, it's a duck and a little frog and a little. How are they called? Fireflies? Yeah, those are fireflies, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a moth or something. Yeah.
Looking so nice and peaceful on that river. Imagine all the blood that's going to be spilled on that river very, very soon. Oh my
They're just going to be like, ribbit. They're going to be okay. This is fine. Just jumping around. This is fine.
Yeah,
Nothing
this
is happening.
is a fine. Exactly. Okay, Nami. Nami, I want to talk about Nami since we started talking about the river stuff and everything. I feel like she's going to be such a great addition to Seraphine. Look at that, even the color schemes are matching, but imagine that.
Oh yeah.
You have her ultimate going in the tidal wave. It's going to give some movement speed to all the allies going through it, but it's also going to knock up and slow down everyone on the enemy team. And what do you want to be doing as Seraphine? The moment you see that, you throw an encore in and you're so happy because here comes your chain control and nobody is supposed to be getting out of it.
In bot lane, it looks like both of them look very eager to get that level 2 advantage.
Yeah.
G2 went for a bigger push on this one, which gives Zerolag a little bit of an advantage in regards to how the wave is pushing. Wukong, Wind Trading Cane, is on this side of the map, but they're going to rotate to the other, whereas Karina, though, is doing the opposite rotation, probably going to end up on the bottom side of the map, and that might make for something in regards to ganking. And we see already that G2 Hell are going for some deep warding in that river and probably getting some vision for the Scuttle Crab, and so that Karina has everything under control when they arrive there.
Absolutely makes sense. I believe before this ward, G2 Hell didn't really have an understanding of the Wukong's pacing in the jungle, but now that they see blue buff cleared, they know that this Wukong is going towards the top side of the map, which means, first of all, they are probably not going to get ganked anywhere soon, and secondly, it means that their own top lane should be a little bit more careful, because look at the state of the top lane. Lysia is pushing non-stop. That Sejuani has the audacity, has the tankiness. Kaltis also has the audacity, also has a lot of damage flying out her way. This is a really hard trade to have here, because look at that. You're still a Tsunami, you want to be dealing damage, but oh my god, can you heal up all of that flying your way?
Can you, is the question. Well, on the side of Kaltis, she has still 2 potions. She's already used 1. She has still 2 potions and a biscuit because she went for the longsword instead of the Dorns. And this is going to be a little bit of a difference. But Belvath is around the area. They don't have warding there. So, oh no, they do.
Yeah.
It's going to be taken out. So at least it guarantees the Scuttle Crab for Karina on this one. Definitely the top Scuttle for Wind Trading Cane instead. So they're looking for something in invade manner, but they're just going to reset on this one. It's not being too aggressive about it in regards to ganking, but the bot lane though.
Yeah, speaking about aggressiveness, Kaltis is really throwing out everything they have. The series has no mana whatsoever available, and Karina is here to try to secure some kills. Oh my god, Dogdell is getting where Series is not, however. Kaltis is getting a turret hit, but is still surviving. The health bars are so low, but the hopes are so high.
Kaltis, that was so precise. My goodness, the W into flash into the double shot was incredible to take down a Sirius. They already didn't have any of the summon. Let's have a look at how it happened. It was the flank from Karina tanking the targeting of the tower. Was able to be enough alongside Columbo with a heal that bounced onto the enemy and back to Karina. Back to Columbo as well. Not exactly in that order, you know how Nemi works, but that was enough to keep them on less than 100 HP. but still alive. And Countess confident enough to go in on the Zaya, granting themselves G2 held the first blood of this game, and it's going to feel very nice for them.
Oh, absolutely. And keep an eye on Columbo as we go further into the game. But I would say rather keep an eye on G2's bot lane in general, because we've been talking about it already. Lucian Nami need to have kills in order to survive in the game. And already we see the only kill in the game so far going into the pocket of Lucian. And if it continues like that, if we see Karina constantly shadowing the bot lane, looking for very risky opportunities, they should just come out of the game victorious, because with Lucian Nami, you need to go risky, you need to go all the way into the enemy as early in the game as possible. You need to be giving Lucian those sweet, sweet kills and gold, and he will thank you so much later when he's absolutely unstoppable.
Yes, he will. And in the top lane, I wanted to talk about how you mentioned that Sejuani Elysia there was being very, very aggressive. But even though that is the case, G Wolfie is guaranteeing a lovely lead for herself in regards to CS, and she's not being intimidated by that. Just as I say it, she misses one CS there. Nobody saw it. It's definitely not on broadcast. We're not like live or anything. Oh, our observer here making a party out of it. Oh my goodness. Well, Pink's going on to that Vex coming from G2 side, as this Drake has spawned. Apollonia has been spotted, so G2's bottom lane knows that she is there, but there still might be a little bit of a skirmish since Karina is around the corner too.
Yes, Karina is around the corner, but so is Win Trading Kane. Look at that, so many members of both teams are around the dragon, because the first dragon of the game is up and running. It's an Ocean Drake, which means no Ocean Soul this time, but it's still a pretty nice Drake to pick up for yourselves for the landing phase. I wanted to say the winning phase, but it's rather still going to be a landing phase for now.
I mean, to be fair, sometimes for a couple of types of bot lanes, like Lucian Nami, the laning phase might be a winning phase. If Countess is going in on you, and you can already deal so much damage, the dodge is not going to be there to save Aziris from the bubble. And, well, it's turning into a winning phase, as we have Colombo fighting Dark Dell for a little more of the damage, sacking on her health bar. And these two from G2 are gathering really well, but the flank is coming from Zerolag as well.
Oh my god, the slow on Columbo allows Apollonia to jump in and secure the kill. Is it going to be another one?
Oh my god.
No, it is the ultimate available.
Oh my god.
It's not going to be the double kill for Apollonia, but at least it's going to be the 2 kills for the side of Zerolag, which means they have a huge prior for the Drake right now.
Oh, that was so satisfying. Let's see, once again, the fight started with the E on counters to get the slow onto the ADC. It was enough to make it so she wouldn't dodge the bubble. She died after that one in series. Follow-up from the 2 players from Zerolag. They were very much hidden. There was no vision. The lovely snipe from Apollonia onto Colombo. It's perfect. Then once again onto Countess. The range is insane, and she's able to do so much. And you said, unfortunately, there wasn't a double kill for Apollonia, but we are going to every time take that trade for your team, as it worked out so well as a counter gank.
In the meantime, we could just have a little sneak peek of Karina in her global Empress Velvet form, which means the Herald has just been taken. She is running around, or rather graciously floating around with the Herald's Eye in her pocket. Super useful considering that the dragon is still up and running. I was expecting Zerolag to do something about the dragon, considering how big of an advantage they have gotten themselves on the bot lane. They decided not to rotate towards the Drake, so there is still a chance for G to go and secure the first Drake of the game.
And right now on the board we have all the ultimates unlocked aside from the 2 supports. And well, as soon as Colombo has that wave, it's going to be much easier to connect any fight, especially if you're going for something in the Drake pit. If you want to connect with Tifa's Encore, that's going to be amazing. Karina jumps over the wall. There's no vision. The wards are there from Zerolag, but not in the pit specifically. When Trading King might be thinking there's something happening around here, there's also no vision on that bush. They might be feeling a little too cautious in this scenario. They don't know what is happening, so there's going to be a safe first Drake for G2 help.
Oh my god, look at the Hexic ultimatum with the top lane, and here comes Apollonia with the ultimate, with the fear, I'm sorry, instead, running in and slaying Lysia and getting the kill in her own pocket. 2-0-1 rather is this Vex already. And I told you about how Apollonia feels really comfortable on the Vex. Are you starting to see why?
Oh my god, she looks so confident, so comfortable. It's working amazingly well. G2 though not only guaranteed the first Drake but also the first Herald. They're gonna pop it here. The 3 first platings have been dropped, so this is going to be a super nice Herald push. There's still 1 charge left to go, 1 plating. Baloney trying to deal some damage on them. I believe it's very possible that this last plating is going to be denied.
Oh.
No, why would you do it for the sake of the farm? Is it good enough though? Denying the not getting the farm or denying the plating, that was such a close call, Solari.
Yeah, but what do you mean, why would you do that? You would do that because you don't want your opponents to get some additional gold in their pockets. That makes total sense. I don't even know why you're asking that. Why, I mean, wouldn't you do the same? Doesn't it feel very satisfying?
But she also guaranteed the farm, you know? That's why I'm questioning.
Oh, come on, I don't even know what you're talking about. Let's get back to what's happening on the screen. And this is still Apollonia here, very happy with that little denial that happened to her a little bit earlier. But right now on the map, there is no objectives whatsoever. 3 minutes and a half before the next Drake is going to spawn. So a very long breathing moment, maybe even time to prepare for the next Herald. Because the first one has been extremely successful for G2. Almost taking down the outer turret on the mid lane is a really big deal so early in the game. If they continue like that, it would look good for them on the map. But I needed to look good for them on the bot lane because there is still that Lucian Nami. Very good beginning, 2 kills on Lucian, but then it kind of paused.
Yeah, to be fair, we have Karina here trying to go for a shadow as well, getting the position into this bush. They're still here in the fog of war. Nice positioning. They're going to be able to go through behind this little wall. There's no vision in the bush. It has been denied, but Karina still decides to go away. It's not that best of a moment to do it. There's still almost 3 minutes, 2.5 for the next Drake. So she's just going to scout the area, take down any wards, maybe get some invading for herself, as she, I think, probably spotted it. There is a blue buff there, but that's just going to help her know where Wind Trading Kane is.
Yeah, I would say so. But Wind Trading Kane is on the mid lane, by the way, if you have been wondering, helping Apollonia here. Apollonia definitely right now is the key player for Zerolag, being so far ahead against anybody, especially if you compare for Tifa. But again, you don't really want... Okay, you want to see Kaltis going like that on the series. As soon as the ultimate available, so can get away. But there is a tidal wave that she is going to escape just like that. And Apollonia just teleported to the bot lane to see if any help is needed. But the little Yoldu is just running around because no help is needed anymore. Everybody's safe.
Yeah, but it was costing a little bit. It was a couple of ultis there. We had Kaltis and Colombo using their ultimates, whereas Asiri was the only one to use theirs. So it's very nice for Zerolag on that one. Unfortunately, Apollonia was very short, very fast on the trigger, but it wasn't necessary, as you mentioned. They were still a little behind. Look at her.
Yeah.
Little emo face.
No,
I love her so
I love
much.
the
She's
walking
adorable.
animation. It's
I know. She's like,
well, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god.
The shadow as well. Oh.
I absolutely hate the championing game because it's so annoying to stand against, especially if they manage to get anywhere ahead, which is exactly what's happening to Apollonia right now. But come on, looking so adorable still.
Oh yeah, she does. She really does. And it's such a difference and a contrast fighting against Tifa on the Seraphine, right? She is so sparkly and girly, and then Vex is like,
oh my god, yes! I never saw that. We have that pink, very very girly, very nice, cute Seraphine on the main lane, and that is Vex. Oh my god. Oh, I love it. But okay, speaking of Tifa, by the way, we don't really expect to see Seraphine scoring any kills on the mid lane, right? That's not why that champion is there. We want to see her shining in the team fights. However, considering how much Apollonia has been moving around the map, wouldn't we want to see Tifa answering with a little bit more roams around the map?
Yes, and she has to do something because she has a Dark Seal and she needs to stack that onto the enemy team. Darkdale is falling a little low on health. the Tide Wave is going to go wide, just making Zerolag get a little sparse there. Damage falling through, coming from Countess. The bubble onto Aziris, but the following up from Wind Trading Kane is going to take down the Nami. No, it is not. So much damage from so much healing and shielding from the Seraphine. Karina, though, so close to being there, but Lysia finishes her off. And this time around, it was Zerolag that got scattered apart, and G2 might as well even take this next Herald, which is going to be 2 Heralds accounted on their pockets.
Oh, yes. Okay, did you see Karina's health bar there? Because she was almost going down. You don't really expect that much damage coming out of Camille, but this is Camille already sitting on the Divine Sandra, and this is honestly the only item she needs to absolutely power spike, and you need to be very respectful of the damage that she can put on the table. However, the small issue that is happening again is that Wolfie is separated really a lot from the team, and you expect Camille to be a little bit further away from everybody because she wants to be, you know, looking for those flanking opportunities and stuff, but here she was just too far away from anybody to be able to do anything at all in that fight.
Yes, and right now we have the Hex Gates enabled.
Yes.
They are nice and online to grant for such a mobile game. Let's have a look at the replay. It all started off here in the mid lane while they were preparing to engage onto Lysia, onto Karina, but then they caught out of guard. The bubble didn't hit Dugdale. They were still falling very low on health. Tidal Wave is going to go wide, and then they continue pushing. Countess is going to be responsible for the most damage on this part of the fight. They get people away from it. They get very separated. Wind Trading Kane. Oh, a lovely encore from Tifa was definitely responsible for making so Zerolag was very far away from that fight, and they couldn't do much after Countess was taking damage on them. And then finally, since Wind Trading Kane, G Wolfie, as you mentioned, was alone in the pit, they ended up falling. Even though Karina was very close to falling herself, it was a high risk, high reward situation. Unfortunately, there was no reward for G Wolfie on that one, or for Zerolag in general, since G2 guaranteed the buff for themselves.
Look at that. Both the bot leaders are without the flash right now. Oh my god, this is the opportunity. Countess is going down for sure. This is solo Apollonia cannot really get to Countess. That's why switching to Columble and... Oh, again? Are you kidding me? Again, Wukong is there stealing someone's kill. Okay, how many kills is that? 2 kills, I believe, in Wukong already. Okay,
yeah, at least those 2 that we mentioned. And Tifa and Karina are rotating here, but I don't think they're going to look for any fights. They're just getting the pressure and establishing where they're going to be farming. So it's going to be Apollonia versus Tifa here in the top lane. And replying to what you said, it's going to be those 2 kills that we mentioned for Wukong, and Vex still has a 2 and 2. So that is fine. She's still sitting on a nice KDA. Of course, it would have been better to get Apollonia even stronger since she has been carrying the game so far on her back, I've got to say. All the roamings that have happened so far in the lane phase. But Karina here in the top lane, dropping the Herald, is going to grant so much pressure once again, taking down those tier 1s in the top lane here. Apollonia is by herself, but the rest of the team is gathering up.
And look at the items, because we already have some items dropping in, and we have Apollonia's item as well, and this is going to be Luden's Tempest, and this means that this is going to be a very explosive assassin-style Vex, something that I really love, because we've been talking about the whole high-risk, high-reward scenario for Zerolag in this particular game, and this represents this just so clearly. You can see Apollonia trying to jump on the enemy's backline at any given opportunity, and now with this item she's going to have so much more burst damage. I believe something else will be added, and I believe Zonia's will be added to the equation at some point, but look at that. Oh my god, this skin has one of the nicest recalls, except maybe for the Spirit Blossom Ari.
Oh, I will have to say, this one really competes. So this, I forgot the name, like Splendor something. Nami, she's lovely because she has feet in the recall. She's like a real person. No, okay, no, that sounded really badly, but I just mean she's not a mermaid anymore. She's like human.
What do you have against mermaids?
No, I love mermaids,
we need to have a
but
talk.
It's nice that she transforms. Okay, stop.
I would like to have a talk.
No. Stop. Okay, I just like that she transforms.
Oh my god,
But I
I'm
will have to say
sorry.
that my favorite recall for Colombo, for Nami, will have to be the one for SKTT1, which she literally turns into a sushi. Do you know that one?
Okay.
I've got that
Yes,
one, and I
yes,
spammed that.
yes.
It's so good. Well, we had this little pause happening here. We're going to be right back to the game as soon as possible, so we kind of have time to keep on talking about skins.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? I mean, why do you think I keep calling Nami sushi or sashimi in the game? Maybe because she is a fish. It might be a coincidence, but that skin definitely, answers my prayers for this sushi skin, Nami.
Oh, it's so good. And not
Yeah.
only I think she is the sushi, I think she also gets like a phone here and she's like taking photos of herself.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The design some skins have is just mesmerizing. Hence why we keep on stopping our gameplay to be like, "Oh, that's so cute. That's lovely. I love that."
Yeah, exactly. You can't really help that. Come on, you
really
so
can't.
many cute stuff there, and all those little animals that our absolutely adorable bird costume keeps showing us. I love it. Thank you very much for all those little
Oh, me
rabbits
too.
and the ducks and what else was there? There was a deer once. The
Froggies.
froggy, the little
Geese.
fox-like creatures, like the
Yeah,
little
there's
fennec,
yeah,
like with the ears.
yeah, it's a little funny, like yeah.
Yeah.
All right, no more waiting. It is
Aw.
due going back to the game. It's all right. We talked a little bit,
Okay.
but we just want to get back to the action,
Oh,
don't we?
absolutely.
And right now, it's looking like it's going towards the spot lane. Karina has the control ward, and Wind Trading Kane does not know that she is there. Cultist is so aggressive in her positioning, maybe trying to bait the Wukong to go in, so they think that sounds a little suspicious.
Yeah.
I might not go onto that one. That was a very standard baiting, but it didn't work.
It's like, with the new pinks, you can go with a bait pink, and this looked like a bait pink for the enemy team. Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not buying that. Thank you very much. I'm just going to go back a little bit. Still having the control around this part of the river. Look at the amount of vision, including the scuttle crab. And G2 are a little bit behind in this time, so if Zerolag out to start the dragon, it's going to be really hard for G2 to react on time. That's why they are here clearing the wards and making sure they establish some of their own wards here as well.
Absolutely. But we have to pay attention how they still have the vision there that Dark Dell just activated, and there's still the 10 seconds for the rest of the team come on. Apollonia has just used the TP to get faster into the lane. We have a 5 people stack into this one. Karina tries to go in on Wind Trading King to have to flash away, but it's a lot of ultis that have to go wide because Zerolag was very certain that that was going to be some shenanigans in that bush. They managed to escape on that one and get themselves a nice position to try and fight, or at least initiate this Hex Deck Dream.
Oh my god, and Karina is going back in right onto Apollonia, wants to get her out of the equation, and Tifa is going to finish the job, still has the encore available, so mind that we Trading Kane is so low, has to not be able to join the fight at any moment, and Lysia really wants to continue, bloodthirsty, giving another kill to her AD carry, and the series still has the ultimate, but is it going to help you? Absolutely not. Second kill for Tifa.
Oh, that must feel so bad for the series, though.
Yeah.
She was trying to still get something out of it, maybe get the kill on Countess. It was a flash for a flash, and it was, unfortunately, when she used the ultimate, she was a little too close to the wall. I mean, not her mistake, but the way it activated, she wasn't pulled that farther away. But let's have a look at the replay here. The stun on top of Encore on Apollonia was perfect from G2. They know that she's the biggest threat right now, and they were just taking people one after the other. Worthy was, of course, trying to deal damage as a melee that she is. She was close to them here, what I've just mentioned. She doesn't go to the left. She's trying to go to the right to get Countess in the pullback of the feathers, but Countess flashes. When Osiris gets the time to flash as well, it's just a little too open, and she's gonna miss that one, unfortunately, getting ultimate and a flash on cooldown right now. And it's G2 executing that fight so well, of course, guaranteeing themselves the Hex Deck tree.
The issue with having such a kill distribution that is right now available for Zerolag is that, yeah, you have to very nicely fed, so to say, carries, but the problem is that whenever they're going low before the team fight even starts, or whenever they're mispositioning themselves like Apollonia did a little bit earlier, we could see she was immediately the first target for Karina to go on and for everybody to throw all the control at her because they knew they had to take it down before the team fight even starts. And they did exactly that, and now boom, you are left in the team fight not just with -1, but with minus your biggest damage dealer. And without that, what can you even throw at the table? Pretty much nothing, unfortunately.
Yeah, and at that point, G2 have thrown everything, and it was pretty much all that was needed to take down the biggest threat on the side of Zerolag. They're positioning themselves here on the Baron pit, just clearing out the vision. Of course, it's too early to start a Baron at this point, but definitely not too early to get a vision and presence all throughout the jungle here. You want to make sure that you're in a good spot. Knockup is going to miss. Karina is going to try to go in. The charm is still going to land. Darkdell is the last one that gets engaged with the Encore. TP coming in on the ward. Lysia is going to try to flank Rofi. They know that she is there. Lysia might try to get a stun here. She's able to get away. Stunned though with the Glacial Prisoner series trying to back us up with the damage. It's not quite enough. She's being taken down so quickly. And G2 pushing so much damage onto Zerolag is going to win this fight. Easily enough, Apollonia was a little too late to gather onto the fight. And as we mentioned, she is the biggest damage of Zerolag's composition. She's still in a very bad spot. Karina flanking her. Lysia as well has the movement speed, has the buff from the Scuttle Crab. How is she going to be able to escape this one? She is not. The knockup from Karina and the kill eventually goes to Lysia. And that is an amazing team fight and super beneficial for G2 Hell.
You still have to admit that the damage coming out from Apollonia was huge, and I didn't expect it to be that big, to be honest, and the impact of Fear in that fight was really huge as well. While the Baron is being taken by G2, of course, rightfully so. Let's see the replay here, a little bit of speed up, because definitely can see some action happening, because Xayah was alone on the top lane, you know you need to support her, but it's too many members of the enemy team out here all of a sudden. Probably did not expect to see so many members of G2 here. Pretty much the whole team, including Elysia, who just teleported in Wolfie here, is completely cut off from everybody else. Needs to go back to try to rejoin a series. And Apollonia and Wukong are both moving from the mid lane, but no time to rewatch that, because look at that. Another tidal wave coming in from Columbo, trying to catch anybody. They have a Baron buff, mind you, and they really want to be going through that top lane. Wolfie's trying to answer on the bot lane with a split push, and it's still Camille. She's a really great split pusher, but is it going to be enough? At least you're gonna get the turret and some additional money.
Yeah, to be fair, like the objective bounty is pretty good. That's something that Zerolag has to take advantage of right now. They still got to defend the tier 2 in the top lane, so that was great. I believe the pressure from Camille in the bot lane was responsible for that to happen. So really nice to push G2 back. Maybe a 1v1 Karina versus a series. I don't think this is going to be a good one for an ADC. It is not. Wow, this Bel'Veth is gigantic. She is enormous right now, sitting on 4-0-7, as are most of the players in G2 side, with a nice perfect KDA. We have 206 for Seraphine, almost close, 216 for Sejuani, and 314 for Lucian. And Karina is going to try to melt this one down with her little voidlings, as the rest of the team is applying pressure in the bot lane. Solari, they want to take this down with a better buff.
Absolutely, they want to take out the inner turrets, because this will be the absolute best use of the Baron buff that they have on themselves right now. If they manage to extend it to the base turret, that would be an absolute win for that would immediately put Zerolag in such a bad situation. Do you really want to be fighting Karina at that moment? She's surrounded with her little babies, and she's able to make more of those, and she has the support of the rest of the team with a beautiful tidal wave. And Lizzie is going in with the Glacial Freeze and going a little bit too wide, but that's enough time for the rest of your team to destroy the turret. And look at that, Zerolag are really trying to defend the turrets, but all the damage they're throwing at G2 is not nearly enough.
It's definitely not enough, and there's going to be the third Drake here for G2 Hell, while Zerolag has to try to recover. They have to try to get the farm. They're right now a little behind in level, not that much I would say, but it's really showing in regards to gold. We have the mid laner Seraphine there. I was talking about the Dark Seal that Tifa had as Syndra in the last game. It wasn't really it didn't really go well for her in the last game, but this time around she has 10 stacks. She's sitting more on assists than she is on kills. But it's something that you're going to expect from Seraphine. She's going to enable the rest of the team. While on the side of Zerolag, we're lacking so much of the damage because we didn't have those finishes, we didn't have those KOs, and especially on Aziris, who was so important in the previous match. This time around, sitting on 0 and 5, she's trying to catch up just by farming alone. And she can do that, especially with the itemization she's going for, but she's so very far behind, whereas her opponent Lucian has 2 completed items. The Gale Force is one of those, and it's going to make for such an aggressive gameplay coming from Caltis as G2 comes around for this another top lane tier 2.
Oh, and interesting enough, as you were just talking about the mythics on Caltis, Asiri's just completed her own mythic, and this is not going to be the Gale Force that I was expecting, and you usually expect on Xayah because it gives her the additional movement. But look at that, Karedes taking quite some damage from the Asiris we just spoke about. To be honest, everybody's taking quite some damage here, but nobody's really going to commit for the kills. But this is Xayah with a Kraken Slayer, so quite some additional damage. But is it going to be enough survivability for Asiris? Because so far this Xayah has been caught over and over 5 times in a row, to be precise.
Yes, and talking about items once again, I just noticed that 3 Ravenous Hydras in the game, just solely on the side of Zerolag. We have Zerolag trying to defend these turrets here. The Baron buff are still up. They're gonna try to go in for this one. They're airborne. Apollonia just standing right behind G-Wolfie's TP, followed by Lysias as well, who is a little below 50%, which is still going to be quite enough. She has so much defenses, but it's looking a little hard if you're going to try to defend. Lucian doesn't have ultimate though. We're gonna try to take the waves. Zerolag struggling with the offensive coming from G2 Health.
Zerolag have been in quite the opposite situation just a little bit earlier today. I remember that they were the ones trying to siege the enemy base over and over, and this time they might just be the ones in place of the Lion's Crate trying to defend their base over and over again. But again, this time it's not too bad for them just yet because they are able to leave their base, at least again for now. But this is important because we have 2 minutes until the next Drake is going to spawn, and right now G2 Hell are sitting on a soul point, so they really want to be going for that dragon and for the strongest souls in the game. At the same time, 40 seconds before the Baron is going to spawn, and look at that, Zerolag are already making their way there. Right now, maintaining vision control around the pit is going to be absolutely crucial for them.
We can have a look as well at the presence that both supports have had all throughout the game. Colombo with 9 assists and 1 kill on her pocket, while unfortunately for Zerolag, Darkdale is starving with just 1 assist, and she's sitting on 1 item plus the Oblivion Orb. Karina and Worthy in a 1v1 that's suddenly turning into a big fight with Wind Trading Kane trying to get on this one, but Karina is unstoppable. They gather around much faster than Zerolag could reconvene, and that's going to be an amazing advantage for G2, as when Worthy is back, they don't have a TP, so it's just going to rely on the 4 players of Zerolag.
Oh yes, and 4 players is not going to be enough to just jump into the Baron speed and steal it, or at least try to steal it, because you're not even being allowed anywhere near the pit. This was a little bit unnecessary, Alicia, but okay, I guess whatever makes you a little bit happier. Oh, another turret on the mid lane in the meantime by Apollonia. It's 40 seconds before the Drake is going to be up, so that's a very good turret to take down, but you are now completely lost here, Apollonia. That's not your team members, that's G2, and they're very happy to take you down.
I will have to say, it's 50 seconds that we're not going to have the mid laner for Zerolag in 20 seconds for a Drake, so I don't think it was the best bet, but at the same time, it's global gold for Zerolag because of the objective bounties on the turret there, so maybe it's going to balance out. I still don't think so, because unfortunately, the only damage that they have is on Wukong and on the Vax, which are the ones that have kills on this game. Darkdale and Asir is trying to defend this one. The minions with the Baron buff is too much to handle. Oh my god! You can't do anything against this Belfast. She's just melting every single player. And as they are doing with the inhibitors here, G-Wolfie trying to deal some damage on Lizia. The Glacial Prison is going to hit, but she can easily get away. But I don't think you can do much to defend against the minions and all of them. The damage from Apollonia is here. She's still alive and running, and Azir is trying to get some damage on everyone as well. But it's not quite enough. Lucian gets the turret, gets the Camille, and this is it's just really looking like it's going to be G2 on a revenge match against Clash in the grand finals of the Rising Stars.
Oh, they